When did you realize your parents were bad at parenting? When I turned 12, my mom handed me a credit card with my name on it, not for emergencies, for groceries. She sat me down at our kitchen table with this massive stack of manufacturer coupons she'd been collecting and said, "You're smart enough to handle the shopping now. I trust you more than myself with money." At first, I felt so incredibly grown up, walking through Walmart alone every Tuesday and Friday, pushing a full-sized cart while other kids my age were begging their parents for candy. They'd stare at me like I was some kind of alien. The cashiers all knew me by name within a month. "Back again, honey?" Linda would say, automatically helping me reach the heavy detergent bottles on the top shelf. She started setting aside the markdown meat for me when it was about to expire. I learned which cereals had the best protein-to-cost ratio, how to spot when the rotisserie chickens were about to be discounted. I could stretch $80 into 2 full weeks of meals for our family of 4, and I was genuinely proud of it. I had this whole elaborate system. Mondays, I'd plan the weekly menu based on store flyers and whatever coupons we had. Tuesdays, I'd hit Walmart for the bulk items and household essentials. Fridays, I'd go to the smaller grocery store for fresh produce and whatever we'd run out of during the week. Other parents would see me in the cereal aisle, comparing unit prices with a calculator, and they'd do these obvious double takes. One woman actually followed me around the store for 20 minutes, then approached me by the checkout. "Sweetie, are you shopping for your family?" she asked really gently. When I nodded and showed her my organized list with meal plans written in the margins, she looked absolutely horrified. She asked if my parents were okay, if there was an adult she could call for me. I just told her what Mom always said, that I was mature for my age, and this was a good life experience that would serve me well as an adult. During parent-teacher conferences in October, my teacher mentioned how I always ate the free breakfast at school, even though we technically weren't on the reduced lunch program. "She's incredibly responsible for her age," my teacher told my mom. Yesterday, she told me she handles all the household shopping and meal planning. I was actually impressed by how much she knows about nutrition labels and budgeting. Mom laughed like it was the cutest story she'd ever heard. Kids grow up so fast these days. She's always been my little helper around the house. But my teacher's smile completely faded. She leaned forward and said very quietly, "She's 12 years old. 12-year-olds shouldn't be grocery shopping alone or managing family nutrition. That's not age-appropriate responsibility. That's parentification." That's when it hit me like a freight truck. I started thinking about my friends' actual lives. Sarah's mom packed her lunch every single day with little notes. Mike's dad took him grocery shopping on Saturdays, and Mike would just carelessly throw random stuff in the cart without checking prices. None of my friends knew which pasta brand had the most fiber per dollar. None of them had to calculate whether we could afford both milk and eggs that week. None of them felt crushing guilt for wanting name brand crackers instead of the store brand. The school counselor called it parentification when she pulled me aside the next week. She explained that children shouldn't be responsible for adult tasks like managing household necessities and family nutrition. That same counselor helped me understand that other kids got to actually be kids. They didn't stress about whether there would be enough food until payday. They didn't know that you could ask the deli counter to slice lunch meat thinner to make it last longer, or that shopping after 8 p.m. got you better markdowns. I'm 19 now, and I still catch myself obsessively checking unit prices on everything. But I also understand that my childhood got stolen one coupon at a time, one adult responsibility at a time. I'm actually grateful for those skills now. I can budget better than most adults my age, and I never waste food. But I'll never make my future kids choose between being children and keeping the family fed. That's not their job.